see the producers round, the studio roundcast, Oscar roundtable?
Mm-mm.
Dude, it is so blatant how much like franchises are important. Like franchises are important for. It's kind of like disconcerting how like cold they treat property. It's weird. It's just like. So they asked the ladies, like, oh, how much longer do you think you can continue with the Fast and the Furious franchise after Paul Walker's dead? Said like 3 more movies. 10 sounds about like
they were like maybe a TV show.
There's always you can always keep that.
The thing is this: Fast and Furious was an original series, so they want to keep it going as long as they possibly can. Money, 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 man.
Yeah.
If it was like a remake, they'd be like, oh, we're gonna do like maybe 1 more movie. They're like, Fast and Furious is ours. We're gonna do as many as possible. We don't have to pay anyone for rice.
And it was just like it's like the most awkward like group of interviews because like you clearly can tell these people hate each other, but it's like
wow.
Not all of them.
Not all of them, but it was like the guy from Warner Brothers was like,
who, the Asian dude?
Yeah, he was like,
oh, he didn't hate everyone. He just was like, I'm better than all of you.
He had like a strong mind.
They were like, China is a big movie power now. They were like, basically, China is going to become the new head of movies rather than America. And he's Asian. He was just sitting there like, yeah, that's right. I'm Asian. And I own Warner Brothers.
Which I want to thank all of you guys because...
I want to thank you all for not speaking Chinese.
I've recorded this conversation for almost 2 minutes, and this is an excellent start now to the podcast. So I would like to thank Rick Beck. Rick Beck, again. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Welcome to episode 3 of whatever this podcast is called yet.
Are you recording that?
Yeah, I knew you guys were talking about movies. I figured it'd be a nice, very nice...
No, that's cool. That's cool.
Cinema verite opening. Like, you know, things are happening as they see. But
fuck.
That's what happens when you take 2 documentary classes in college. You pick up on the thing, too.
So it's a fuck.
It's okay. This isn't the WWE. This is like... This is fine.
Privacy.
It's a fuck boy.
Right.
Well, you guys didn't say anything about loved ones, and no one said any government documents. And
no one said any racist things. Yeah.
No one said any racist
Except for
things.
me.
Except I don't think this picked up on it.
Except for me.
But no, good. But ladies and gentlemen, Rick Beck is here. He's my official special guest tonight. We're going to make him the focus on our show.
Don't go out of your way for me.
Rick
Beck. Now tell these people. Ricky, this is a nice Brooklyn College. This is a Brooklyn College fantasy reunion right now.
Ricky.
For those of you who don't know, you heard Marvin on the last podcast, and Rick is here. And John. You heard John Abrahante, who's also just went back into his room. We all went to Brooklyn College together. We've all did film production degrees, and we are all trying to make our stamp into this tough world of entertainment.
We're struggling.
We are struggling now. Rick, tell these people. What do you do for a living?
I'm an assistant editor at Bright Entertainment. They do reality shows. It's pretty much an entry-level job, and I'm just happy to be not interning anymore.
Okay, and how long were you interning there?
I was interning there for about 2 months, which is much less than my last one, which was about 9 months. My one before that, which was about a year.
Okay, so you've had plenty of time to work and not get paid, basically.
Yeah, I was tired of it, to be honest.
That's cool, man. That's cool. And what type of videos do you usually have to edit?
I usually do sizzle reels, which is like commercials for upcoming shows. So it's pretty interesting. You know, you take a bunch of footage that has nothing to do with your show, and you cut it together with the magic of editing, and you get a nice little trailer for something that no one will see, except like one producer, who will shoot it down.
Okay.
But that was my life.
Now, just to shot in the dark, Rick, what do you think? I'll put you on the spot here real quick if you don't mind. What is your favorite, what film has the best editing that you've ever seen?
Oh, God.
What's your favorite edited film ever?
Probably Hot Fuzz.
Ooh, that's good.
Wow, I wholeheartedly
Hot
agree.
Fuzz has the...
that is comedy editing.
Some of the greatest editing I've ever seen.
I like the cross dap. The cross dap is good.
I think Hot Fuzz is a lot of greatest things ever. Just maybe greatest comedy ever.
The thing with Hot Fuzz, the one that I really liked is that a lot of the jokes are in the editing, and it's an extremely well crafted smart satire, satire on cop films, and just like the comic timings, the dramatic pauses, like the editing is pretty prevalent in that film. I noticed. Oh, you're good. You're
I
good.
was gonna see if we should close the door.
No, you're fine. It's like, this is podcast is loud. Things happen in the background. It's fine. Yeah, but I just think the editing in that's really potent. I think that's a really potent
Absolutely.
edited film. All right, cool. So,
So let's talk about this year, man.
let's talk. This has been interesting. Financially, quality wise, this has been kind of a
I think it's been a really good year for movies in terms of how good they are.
Yeah.
But the box office returns apparently were horrible.
This is a tough summer. This has been like a really bad summer. And I remember, Marvin, you said something. You said something. You know, something was up last year at the start of last year, because you said that Sundance, the Sundance films, were just like the quality of Sundance films in 2014. Just
Yeah,
weren't
when
that
your best
great.
and yeah, I noticed that pretty much the consensus was that last year's Sundance was so weak, and the best movie was Whiplash, and that's odd,
Mm-hmm.
And Sundance is the indie market, but it does have a lot to do with like the facet of its box office gross with the movies coming out.
And because you mentioned How to Train Your Dragon before, How to Train Your Dragon 2, that movie was considered that movie was considered as an underperformed movie, and
I think it made under $200 million, which is, I know it sounds like a lot, but nope, because the movie cost, $200 million?
The movie they made nothing from that movie. That's gotta be like the worst feeling. And I actually heard that they let people go.
Oh, man.
I heard they let animators go. Or
That's depressing.
DreamWorks had to shed some dead weight. I'm not sure if you heard about this.
I heard about this. DreamWorks is actually, it's not done with its mass firings. It's like it exceeded the expectations of how many people they fired. Reportedly 500 people lost their job in one division.
Oh.
Jesus Christ! All right, that's kind of.
Well, it's not all How to Train Your Dragon's fault. I mean, Penguins of Madagascar bombed harder.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Last year's Rise of the Guardians bombed pretty hard.
A
lot of.
Oh
They
Jesus!
just haven't had a major hit. I don't think since maybe Madagascar 3 or something.
How many Madagascars? How many Madagascars is it now?
I think there's 3, unless you count the Penguins one.
Oh God, that is a lot. That is quite a bit. Now, Rick, I know you're a big animated film guy, so if you don't mind, sort of take us through kind of your favorite animated films.
Well, I tried to see as many as I could, the American released films, but I did see the first animated movie I saw this year was the Ghibli film The Wind Rises, and holy shit, that was amazing.
Wait, who did that one?
Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, Hayao Miyazaki.
Oh yeah.
Apparently his last
I heard about
movie.
that. Yeah.
Apparently Hayao Miyazaki's last movie. It was his first. I guess it was the first one I saw in the theaters. I had pretty much missed the rest of them or caught them on DVD later. I'm getting into this Ghibli game kind of late. I only really, maybe the past 2 years I've been really watching them. And that was something. That was exhilarating. I saw Big Hero 6. I thought that was good.
I heard
it wasn't
really good
Disney's
reviews
best.
About that.
It was good. It wasn't Disney's best. It had a lot of cliches. It had a lot of it had a weird tone. Like they were trying to do a lot of things with it. They were trying to make it like, I don't know, they just made it very safe, It was trying to be a little dark, and it was trying to be a little lighthearted, but it mostly just wound up being the Baymax show, and Baymax, that huge, fluffy marshmallow guy, is by far the best thing about that movie.
Okay.
Really awesome character there. Everything he did or said was just hilarious.
He's still playing in theaters. He's still playing in theaters.
Yeah,
still playing in theaters. I
think it came out in
November, right?
did it come out that late?
Yeah, I feel like this has been up for a while. Marvin, you know when Big Hero 6 came out?
It came out, I think, a week after Interstellar.
Okay.
Yeah, wow, that was a while ago. Because Interstellar came out November 7th.
Yeah. And then people were shocked that, Big Hero 6 knocked it out the number one's box office so quick.
Yeah.
Word. But, wait, no, dude, Interstellar didn't start out number one, neither. I didn't wait.
Yeah, I don't
wait,
think it did.
Yeah.
It did.
did.
It came out the same weekend as Interstellar, and then beat it.
It beat it. Yeah.
It beat it. Yeah.
Yeah, is that? Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
And then it didn't even. And then Dumb and Dumber 2 came out like the next week.
But it should be noted that. It should be noted that.
Yeah.
It should be noted that with Interstellar that
Well, John
Sauce. It should be noted that Interstellar made comic book money. It made like $700 million worldwide.
Oh wow!
And the movie cost $250 million to make.
Dude, it opened at number 2 to only $47 million. That's come in, John. Then.
All right, I have to be in here.
All right, John wants to give John has to do, but yeah, Big Hero 6 came out same weekend as Interstellar, and yeah, Big Hero 6 to 56 million.
I heard that actually did really well.
Yeah, Big Hero 6 was good, but yeah, we've transitioned into Interstellar. Rick, did you see Interstellar?
Oh yeah, I saw it twice.
All right,
I saw it twice in the
all right,
in the what is it? What's that huge IMAX screen?
Lucas,
it's the 70 millimeter.
70 millimeter, fucking amazing, gorgeous print.
Oh
yeah, twice
man.
I had to.
But what'd you think? Yeah, John, your Interstellar thoughts? Because we might be
as a movie
having similar thoughts here too. Because I wasn't in love with it.
As like a moving picture that you would just look at, yeah, it was beautiful. But as a movie, I don't think it held up, man. It was too long in the end. It was too much about dramatics and less about space. The only thing they had about space is when he went to see his daughter later on, and they were using like practical effects.
People are saying the opposite. People was like, it has too much about space and lacked humanity.
I think it was it didn't lack humanity.
No, I thought it tried to have overly too much humanity.
Exactly. I thought there was too much drama in it. The beginning could have been a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
But it paced pretty well. When he went to meet his daughter, and then very soon after, I think it was even like 5 minutes after the daughter scene, he goes to find Anne Hathaway.
Well, yes, right?
Wasn't the daughter dying?
Yeah, like, guys. See,
but at the same time, your daughter is dying. You should be there till the last breath, and then be like, all right, well, I'm
no,
gonna go
I
see
think, but she said go to Anne Hathaway.
It doesn't matter.
I gotta go back.
No parents should see their child die.
I just thought the whole thing.
I thought if
really
my
messy.
daughter was older than me and she was dying, that'd be a reason for me to at least stay a couple days.
Yeah.
At least a couple days.
Yeah.
I think I'd be
before I went to find someone who was probably in another galaxy I could never find ever again. You know? It's like, I lost my wallet in the city. I might be able to find it. I know you're dying, Grandma, but
I just had a hard time.
If I find my wallet, I might feel a little better. So, all right, I love you.
I had a hard time connecting to a lot of people in it.
I think they make you connect throughout the movie, and then towards the end, I'm just like, but it's such a bland ending for me.
I thought it was I thought it was pretty bland for Chris Nolan.
Me and Rick clearly disagreed.
It.
Yeah, I actually love the hell out of the movie. Let me look at my top 10 list of 2014 again.
See, Marvin's actually gonna. I gave Marvin an excuse to pull up the top 10 list.
If I made a top 10. I haven't seen as many movies as I want to, but Interstellar would probably be on there.
Oh, what'd you like about Interstellar?
Oh my god, just it felt like I went somewhere. You know, like it's not often that you see a movie that really takes you somewhere, you know, and I think I got caught up in the experience.
It's a very ambitious movie, yeah.
Very ambitious. I love how it didn't over rely on CGI effects. There was a lot of practical stuff with the ships. There was a lot of really well executed rear projection, which you wouldn't even know. But the actors were always looking at something. They were very rarely in front of a blue screen or something, you know.
Okay.
I thought the performances were really excellent. The connection between all the characters was really there. I thought the plot was a little bit confusing, I will admit. I admit it got, in classic Chris Nolan fashion, you kind of have to see it twice.
That's like his job
to really get everything that's going on. And that can be a problem when you see it once and you don't, if you're not quite sure what's happening or why is this character doing this and why should I care about what they're doing here? It can be because you missed a line they said, you know, something like that. Yeah. And even though that's not technically good filmmaking, I still dug the hell out of it.
I will say I have only seen it once, and maybe on a second watch I would. I don't want to say like it more, but maybe I would. Who knows?
I do want to see it again, but this is the first time where I really noticed that Chris Nolan, he really amped up the filmmaking was more important than the storytelling at this time.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'm gonna make these people watch and I know he believes in big films. And I know Chris Nolan, his philosophy is if I can make it bigger, why not?
I'll say it's not as good as any of the Batman films or Inception. I would put it.
I think Inception was much
under
better.
those films.
Okay,
but I'd still call it like an 8 out of 10.
It's a good movie. It's weird when you have a Chris Nolan movie they don't love, and you feel like you're killing it, but you're just like, it's not as good as the other ones. It's still good. It's still a good movie. It's just not great.
I think that's why when you watch it, when I watched it, I was like, well, what is he going for here? Maybe he was trying to immerse you in space.
He wanted to do a lot of. Chris Nolan, he had a lot of different ideas he wanted to do, and I think he was able to get across most of those things.
Yeah,
but then when he made it too neat,
I will say it was
became
believable.
Obvious.
Them being in space and going back, it was believable. There was never a point where I watched and I was like,
yeah, even the wacky time travel stuff, I bought into because it was like. I don't know. They presented it in a very scientific way. So,
guys, I just want to say,
yeah,
films like Interstellar are not made anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like let me just start my argument with saying that that movie you're watching a rare breed. Like Christopher Nolan's a rare breed of filmmaker, and those films especially are an endangered species.
Mm-hmm.
It's the last film we're ever going to see in 70mm IMAX. That's that is the last film. Like we're going to see, your children won't see that.
What do you mean? Except for Inherent Vice, I thought that was...
No, that was 70mm, period. That was only 70... But that wasn't...
70mm IMAX.
Yeah.
Like Super 70.
Yeah. That movie, yes, it's not perfect.
I don't know about that.
It's... Yeah, it's not...
No. I was talking about 70... I think James Cameron might shoot another...
He's digital. He's
Cameron's a digital guy.
He's a digital guy.
Cameron's a digital guy.
And I don't want to get...
And a 3D guy. And Nolan's not either.
It'd be pretty funny if he shot Avatar 2 on 70mm.
Well, he financially...
Only for it all to be to gloss over. He shot the motion capture in 70mm.
Yeah, just be like, listen,
guys, I shot it in 70mm, I swear. Just look at the special features.
Special features!
Watch the whole movie in green screen.
But that movie is not perfect. I will simply say that movie...
That's fair.
Aimed for a Hail Mary, and it didn't land. It was shy of a touchdown.
But it should be... But I agree with you. I agree with that.
Yeah. I'll leave it to the two Catholics.
The ambition... I agree with you, Marvin, in that the ambition should be acknowledged. And it should be commended.
It's Chris Nolan. I think whatever he makes, he's going to use 100%.
It's just right. It's just when you look at an overall body of work, I just enjoy.
But I enjoyed his first. Well, I don't know if it's his first film ever, but the first one that I've seen that was supposedly his first. The following is better than Interstellar.
Okay.
Personally,
no.
I was able to connect more with the characters in that film than I was with these characters.
You know what? I'll let that rock.
Yeah,
I like that because my favorite film of last year is Blue Ruin.
I haven't seen that.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like people are like, what the? But people connected with characters, so Birdman more than. Like, they connected with... I just thought on a primal... same thing with Whiplash. I thought Whiplash on a primal level resonated with me more than some of the most...
I have to see Whiplash.
It is...
Yes! Dude, please.
It's Whiplash, probably my favorite film of the year.
Please.
It's a confident film.
What is it even about?
Jazz drumming.
It's just about two actors. That's really all you need to know. It's two actors.
And this is an excellent...
They work off each other, and that's the whole film.
And this is an excellent segue now, because as you wanted, I was going to segue into the current Oscar nominations. So I thought this worked out perfectly.
Woo.
I thought this worked out perfectly. And speaking of Interstellar, the ambitions should be commended, and the Academy Awards have acknowledged Interstellar on a lot of
things
production,
that it shouldn't get nominated. The sound mixing? I couldn't hear shit in that movie when people
actually, sound mixing wasn't... it was art direction, visual effects...
Good.
Actually, it was sound mixing. Sound mixing is in there. Sound editing is in there. And original score. Original score of the great Hans Zimmer.
I think Topher...
Hans Zimmer, of course, is going to get nominated for original score. Practical effects, visual effects, they should probably win. Sound mixing...
I couldn't hear shit in that movie. I think Topher...
pretty good
I
sound.
think Topher Grace had quite a few lines.
Oh, the casting
I
in that movie was
didn't hear a word he said in that whole movie.
It was like
that 70s show, Topher Grace?
You're talking
No,
about that guy.
but Chris Nolan,
He's in Interstellar.
but Chris Nolan, the one thing I will say, Chris Nolan does have a history of not always having the best sound mix with his films. Like the first time I saw him
banging away at that organ or whatever he's doing.
The first time
I couldn't hear what they were saying. I mean,
there's a ratio when sound mixing. It's gotta be your
dialogue.
Your dialogue is here, and then half of your dialogue is your background sound.
Mm-hmm.
That's the rule of thumb.
Half, right?
So if your Hans Zimmer is playing over here and your dialogue's over here, of course you're not going to hear it.
Right, they're practically the same level, and with the crazy bass in the IMAX theater, that made it even worse.
That's true.
But yeah,
it feels like you're in the movie now.
Yeah,
because I remember when I
didn't
saw
see it in IMAX, so I can't necessarily say anything about that.
Because I remember when I saw Inception, the scene when you see Ken Watanabe is like on his face down on his carpet. And it was like earlier on, and he realized that this is not his carpet, so they're in somebody else's dream. Mm-hmm. That's an important line, right? That's kind of an important thing in the movie. Just But the problem is when I saw it in IMAX, over that important Ken Watanabe line, there was bass after bass and blah.
Well, that's another thing. Chris Nolan did say...
And there's something we need to know about the film.
Chris Nolan said a lot of these theaters didn't listen to the sound mix advice or instructions that they were given.
I would believe that, actually.
Yeah.
What?
I believe that, actually.
I think a lot of theaters maybe just didn't listen. They just thought, well, fuck it. It's going to sound good no matter what.
Yeah, right. Let's just crank up the bass really much.
You do have to realize, in an IMAX, there are God knows how many speakers on each side. So if you have instructions to set 40 of them to a right mix, 40 of them to a left mix, and maybe some other ones to a middle, and you don't do any of that, you're going to get fucked.
No one in that theater gives a crap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're just going to set it up the way they do all their other movies, probably.
Right.
So I will say that much. As far as maybe if you listen to it, in Chris Nolan's basement where he's got his huge.
So I want to know what that Chris Nolan basement is like. I really do. I really do.
So what else we got as far as Oscar noms?
Well, going into sound editing now, I'll give you. We'll start going into the nominees here. For sound editing, it's American Sniper, which I saw twice.
Pretty good movie.
Birdman, The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies, Interstellar, and Unbroken.
I have not seen The Hobbit.
Rick, did you see The Hobbit?
I have not seen
I haven't
really?
seen
I have not seen The Hobbit or
Spoil
Unbroken.
all you want.
I haven't seen it either.
I haven't seen Unbroken or The Hobbit, so I can't say anything about those.
Unbroken looked like it could have been decent, but when I read the reviews, I was like, nah.
Well,
I'm not going to go out of my way to see this.
Well, I saw American Sniper and
it was a little
Birdman.
different.
And Sniper could get a sound editing. It had a pretty good sound mix, but Birdman was also had a nice little.
Pretty fantastic.
Birdman was
sound-wise.
I thought Birdman just was an incredible movie overall.
That's just like the overall. That's like the best
Especially
thing
sound
of
wise,
the
because you
year.
got to think a lot of these were continuous shots. So
Yeah.
you also have to think there was probably a sound guy running behind this guy the entire time.
Where the hell were the lights? Like, where was the lighting in Birdman? Where was the boom guy? Like,
I don't know, but
you think about all
you gotta
these
think
things.
that guy had to that guy was that's actually a great
Was
question.
he running at what did they do with the sound of the boom guy running after the camera?
Is he wearing a green suit? And they
as it pertains-
later?
And as it pertains to sound mixing, it's 4 of these are the exact same, but instead of actually, hold on, excuse me. The sound mixing ones are American Sniper, Birdman, Interstellar, Unbroken, and Whiplash. So Whiplash is in the sound mixing one. Too.
Okay.
Whiplash is in. Well, to be
Sound
honest,
mixing.
Whiplash was fantastic.
I like how we're starting this with the most exciting category
I
possible.
want to try and get. I'm not going to do all these awards. I just want to get like key ones.
Well,
because,
to be honest, Whiplash might win for that because
I feel like Whiplash is only getting the best supporting actor win, and
maybe,
that's like it.
but it was a big music film.
It was a music
And
film.
sometimes you forget that, even though that's all it's about, basically.
Guys,
I'm
but
surprised
it's the most confident film. It's like Damien Chazelle. This is his debut feature film. He's only 29.
This is debut?
Yeah, 29
Wow.
years old.
No. He had another film. He did something else.
No, as a director.
Oh, what was the other film? No.
He wrote Grand Piano, and Whiplash is...
Oh, it's his first director. Oh, yeah,
his
wow.
first director.
This is probably...
This is the best debut of a filmmaker since Paul Thomas Anderson in Hard Eight.
Oh, wow.
That's a fact.
Mm.
That's not even objective.
I haven't
That's a
seen
fact.
Hard 8, so I can't say anything about that. But
Okay, I want to just look up.
Did Into the Woods? I felt got a little snubbed as far as sound mixing sound editing goes. Into the Woods sounded amazing.
How was that? I didn't see it.
I heard mixed reviews.
It is a mixed movie because even though I don't know anything about the Broadway play, something about its second half felt amiss. They kind of build up all these fairy tales, and it's like it's like the Avengers of fairy tales. It's like all these different characters meet, and they all have like common goals, and they cross paths, and it's funny, it's interesting, the music's great.
I saw the original musical about 10 years ago.
Sondheim doesn't make songs that you can really like hum while you're leaving the theater, but like as far as how it sounded and the people singing, it was really entertaining. And
I might check it out. I might check it out soon.
It gets to what is the second half of the play, which is where all their wishes and their goals that they thought they wanted, like heterosexual marriage and all this other stuff. It's like it all gets challenged, and they find out that what they wanted wasn't necessarily what they wanted. They just thought they had to have it because that's how the fairy tales go. It's
sure.
like, and that portion is about a half hour out of a 2-hour film.
Okay.
So Rush doesn't even begin to describe that section.
Yeah, it was okay.
Characters are dying. People are spouting what they're learning without you having really seen them go through anything. And that kind of messed the movie up. It kind of derailed a little. Overall, I thought it was still an entertaining movie, especially from the cast. The cast can't knock the cast.
There's one film we haven't been talking about. And it didn't really get snubbed. It did win an award. Grand Budapest.
Yeah,
no, dude, that's like the most nominated film this year.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, but
Best Picture, Director.
Budapest. Actually, I tell you what,
that's leading the nominations.
We'll get to that in a second. But Marvin, I see Damien Chazelle did Guy and Madeline on a Park Bench in 2009. He wrote and directed that. So Whiplash is the second
feature film or a short?
This is the first feature from the director of Whiplash. He did this thing in 2009, and then they have this Whiplash film now.
So I guess I'm wrong.
It's all good. No, I just noticed that it was something else.
We've never heard of that film, and that's why this is
it was a small
actual
film.
debut film.
But I tell you what, but speaking of some of these
James
films,
Cameron's first movie is Piranha 2.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I'll run down some of these films because a lot of the same films pop up in a lot of categories here. So I'll run down.
Did he actually work on Piranha 2?
Yeah,
directed it.
That was his actual first film?
Yeah.
He was just I think he was just helping with the sound, where he was a PA or something, and then the director quit the project, and they were like, "Hey kid, you want to direct our picture?" And he was like, "Sure."
You think
that's when it started.
You think that's any kind of reason why he went to Jaws years later?
It went into what?
Jaws. Oh, that was Spielberg.
That was Spielberg, yeah.
But
no, he did the Terminator after that.
He did, yeah. Titanic was the only water movie I could think of.
But here's the adapted screenplay nods here. Whiplash, written by Damien Chazelle. The Theory of Everything, written by Anthony McCartan.
Did you guys see that one? That was pretty good.
That was alright.
I wanted to.
It was alright.
I didn't want to get a chance.
Inherent Vice, Paul Thomas Anderson. The Imitation Game, Graham Moore. And American Sniper, Jason Halls. This is adapted screenplay.
Wow.
I would like to see Whiplash take it. The Theory of Everything.
I'd like to read the book for Imitation Game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah. I heard the book was good. Theory of Everything wasn't bad. Felicity Jones was really good as the wife.
To be honest, it was. I thought it was a pretty good movie.
I thought she was better than Stephen Hawking. I don't know why Stephen Hawking's getting all the attention. I thought she was much better.
All the facial, all the movements of his face and the way that he kept it the entire time.
No, I mean that was pretty. I just felt like
I thought it was Amy Adams when I saw the trailer.
I thought
like an alternate. He was
there
good.
was emotion coming out of him, and all he was doing was this.
It was. I would much rather see Michael Keaton.
If you could portray emotion with just the drool off your face, then you've got to be pretty good.
It felt a little too like Daniel Day-Lewis Jr.-y to me. Yeah, like he just saw my left foot and just did that. That's what it kind of like to me. I thought I don't know. I would much rather Michael Keaton win Best Actor for Birdman because I thought he just had the whole package.
So good. I just can't. I can't get over how good Birdman was.
And speaking of which,
did it not get an editing nom?
Birdman does, I believe.
Yeah, that was some fantastic.
Actually, let me go to
tell
editing
me, because I feel like I looked it up and I didn't see it.
Here's best editing now. We have American Sniper again, Boyhood, I don't understand how that can't win.
That's a given.
The Grand Budapest Hotel, which is I definitely like that film.
It was really
Budapest.
good.
Like I was actually genuinely surprised.
That movie was magical.
I saw it a week ago, maybe.
It felt like it was like a really well done fable. So
Okay,
yeah.
guys.
Imitation Game and Whiplash. Those were the last two nods.
So no
Grand Budapest
Birdman.
Hotel is basically the
What?
antithesis of every Wes Anderson movie. It's about affluent white people doing things in a cute way. That's what that movie's about. So it's really.
Marvin's a little bitter about that.
Marvin's a little bitter. He
Bitter,
still
yeah.
he still thinks Interstellar is the best movie of all
No,
time.
I don't think. Oh my god. No, I just think that movie is like when you compare other movies, and I'm not talking about. I'm not going to get into the Royal Tenenbaums. If you just compare that movie to Moonrise Kingdom, Grand Budapest Hotel is a really weak movie.
What? I don't know, dude.
Marvin. I think there's a little hate coming out of that.
That's not a hate.
It's just a sloppy narrative.
Because the thing is, Wes Anderson does have like he has very cutesy film premises, and it is very like primpered, kind of neat, overly quirky white people. So I will give you that's kind of the presentation that a lot of these Wes Anderson films have. That's why I wasn't too crazy on Fantastic Mr. Fox. I thought it was a little too cute for me. It was a little too cute for me.
I love that movie.
I liked Up more.
Oh, man.
I mean, first of all, it was like the thing is,
I liked Up more too.
I like Up more, but to me, I can't connect.
I like nothing.
I can't connect to something like Mr. Fox. It was just like, you know, because what'd you say? What's up?
I
love
like
nothing.
I like nothing more than Up. So
Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3. I gotta go Toy Story 3.
Up is still my favorite.
I'll let that slide.
That's close. Toy Story 3 is close.
But I think Whiplash and Imitation Game should be considered for editing. But
I think Whiplash should probably win for editing.
Dude,
I would have put Birdman over.
Well, the thing
Grand
about
Budapest.
Birdman is seamless.
Oh, Birdman's not in here.
But that's why the
I can't
editing's
believe
so
Birdman
good.
is
Yeah,
in
exactly why.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you noticed the editing, then it would be bad. Or,
Alright.
you know, if it was over the top, not like in a.
But you haven't seen
Michael Bay
Whiplash.
films.
You should really take a look at Whiplash. That's
I absolutely.
that's some fantastic editing as well.
Let's
that's
go.
in theaters still.
I don't know.
What movie? Whiplash?
Whiplash.
Yeah, it's still in theaters.
Is it? Yeah.
Let's go to original screenplay here for a second. Birdman, original screenplay, which won the Golden Globe, and I believe, I'm not sure if it's up for the Writings Guild one. Boyhood, Richard Linklater, I have a little mixed feelings on this one. Foxcatcher.
I didn't get to see. I wanted to.
The Grand Budapest Hotel, and the one you and I saw, Nightcrawler.
Oh,
yeah,
I don't know.
Nightcrawler's like a.
I was disappointed.
This is an
Nightcrawler
excellent
didn't get,
category.
I was a little disappointed. Nightcrawler didn't get a Best Pick nom.
I would like to see that. I would like the Best Actor nod too.
I think Best Actor
He
deserves.
didn't get Best Actor.
No, I bet you when they were voting, I bet you like
Shit.
David Oyelowo was like number 6, and like Jake Gyllenhaal for Nightcrawler was like number
Jake
7.
Gyllenhaal after that movie is now one of my favorite actors working right now.
Him between that and Enemy,
Phenomenal.
like this was a good Jake Gyllenhaal year.
Really phenomenal.
And yeah, that dude, it's like he's been around for so long, but he's like raising his game to like. It's almost like he wants to start picking at Fassbender a little bit. He wants to start picking at that fruit.
Did
there.
Fassbender do anything besides X-Men this year?
He did Frank, which was a very sweet film. I like
Oh
Frank.
yeah, I have not.
Frank was
I
good.
didn't see it.
It's very quirky and strange.
Yeah, it's
but
about that like
it's a
guy
good-
with the helmet and his musician.
It's a pretty good music story though. I think it's a good music story. I thought it was
sweet,
good here.
but I didn't want to see it just because of that.
All right, and did you see Boyhood, John? Did you see Boyhood?
Oh, I was. I guess yeah, I saw it. Let me just say, I
You
saw
saw parts of it?
You saw parts
No,
of it?
I was at the screening for it, but you're not supposed to really talk about that. So.
Okay. Yeah, because obviously Boyhood's been popping up a lot. You didn't see it, right?
No, I didn't.
Now the interesting thing is, it won the Golden Globe for Best Picture, and Richard Linklater won, and Patricia Arquette. She seems to be like a lock.
Patricia
now.
Arquette deserves.
She's a lock. I think she's a lock for Best Supporting Actress.
She was fantastic.
Oh, because that movie was her movie, though.
That was her whole thing. But the PGA Awards came out recently, and the SAG Awards.
PGA.
And Birdman's been kind of really stepping their game up. Like it won PGA for Best Film.
Yeah, I love how Birdman just kind of came out of nowhere.
I don't think Best Picture is going to be as obvious anymore. I think between Boyhood and Birdman, it's a coin flip this year.
The thing about
I think it's a coin
Boyhood
flip.
is it's like never been done before in film history.
It hasn't.
Sort of,
It really
sort
hasn't.
of. There have probably been filmmakers that have tried,
Yeah.
but this is the first time I've personally seen it. And
It
then
really hasn't here.
Birdman is sort of like a first as well.
Yeah.
Not really, but it's that like one continuous shot movie that's all acting.
And it's also got lots of. I mean, its script has layers too. I think there's a lot of. I mean, there's a lot of social commentary and stuff.
Yeah, about acting, and about
just about our social situation.
I love the themes
really
about.
Good stuff.
I love how the film is about the appreciation of and the sacrifice of what it means to be an excellent performer.
Yeah,
and the kind of and the mindset it kind of takes you on. Now Marvin, you had a different perspective here of Birdman. You didn't quite connect to it as much.
I think about Birdman is it's a fantastic film on a filmmaking level, performance level, but I felt like it got too. I think Inarritu got too focused on the novelty of how the movie was made.
Yeah,
and I don't think it the themes got lost in translation. I just think that the movie that was the movie as a film of Boyhood, and I wouldn't think Boyhood is the best film of the year. Boyhood had a more emotional tug to it.
It did.
It had an emotional tug, and I felt like it was a better movie. Not in every category, but in most of the categories.
Because I feel the direction in both films are pretty flawless. I just watched Boyhood last night, and I was actually telling Robbie this.
Oh, you rewatched it?
I rewatched it, and there were some really things in very small doses. I saw just a little bit of my childhood in some of that movie.
It
was but it was weird though. So it's I was the boy. When I was a kid, I was the youngest of a 3-person family. You know, it was just my mom and my sister and myself. I was the only boy and I was the youngest, so I know it's my sister used to torture me. Richard Linklater's daughter almost
Lorelai.
She felt that was every big sister. Yeah, the performances almost felt like nobody was acting.
No,
but you actually felt connected.
But the biggest
it's like people. It's like a weird documentary almost.
It's the biggest accomplishment of Boyhood is that he essentially made an indie feature film every year for the past 12 years, and had so many stories and had to narrow it down.
Absolutely,
and that's why it's an accomplishment.
I believe going into the best director category, I do feel that because I am proud to say I saw 5 of these films, and I think each of them have such a distinct voice because the directing categories, the nominees are Inarritu, Inarritu for Birdman, Alejandro Inarritu, Richard Linklater for Boyhood, Bennett Miller for Foxcatcher.
She's getting a little hot.
Oh, sorry. Grand Budapest Hotel, Wes Anderson, which I'm really happy for, and Morton told an Imitation Game. So those are the 5 directing movies. I think that's a pretty tough list.
What were the first 3?
I'm sorry. I said Birdman, Boyhood, Foxcatcher, Budapest, and Imitation Game. Those are the best.
Who directed Foxcatcher? Was it
Bennett Miller? Bennett Miller. Yeah, the guy who did Moneyball and Capote. You didn't see? Oh, Foxcatcher, did you see?
I didn't see Foxcatcher.
I think I saw Capote. It was with Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think
really
Capote was good.
Serious film, Capote. Yeah.
He's good with working with he's good with taking actors who don't always act in their comfort zone and kind of put them in something completely different, get this weird natural performance out of them. So I feel he's good with pushing actors to new limits a lot of times.
What film did what's his name? The comedy guy Jon Stewart directed?
Rosewater.
Did that come out yet?
Yeah,
that came out, but it kind of got swept up. What happened to that movie?
I have no idea. I heard it was really good.
He got replaced. He was gone for months. He was on Daily Show for 3 months because it was shooting that.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
Nobody here saw it.
I didn't.
For some reason, every time I think of Foxcatcher, I think of because I thought Jon Stewart directed that simply because it came out.
Was on his show.
Yeah, maybe that. Maybe just he was talking about it while Foxcatcher came out.
I would like to see Birdman get the directing one, but I think it'll either be Birdman or Boyhood for director. I think
they're both fantastic directors. The difference is Inarritu did it in less than 12 years.
He did that in 12 weeks.
If Inarritu had 12 years to do Birdman, what would he do with it? That's all I'm saying.
That is kind of a crazy comparison.
Yeah, that's a bullshit. That Boyhood wanted to be made in 12 years because he couldn't.
Yeah, it's about Boyhood. I understand completely. But I'm just saying, to compare the two, they're two so totally different. So there's no
I think
way.
all you can judge is what's on screen.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's Boyhood is a better movie.
I'll say this. I really like Boyhood, and I was but I've only seen it once, so maybe I'd have to see it again to really judge.
Well, Rick,
Birdman, I've seen already twice, and I still think it's fantastic.
Birdman's amazing, but now Rick,
I need to see it again.
Rick, you were the guest here, so I'm about to go to your category. This is best animated films here.
Okay.
All right, and these were the two. I'm gonna start off. I'll just run through them. How to Train Your Dragon 2, Big Hero 6, Song of the Sea, The Tale of Princess Kaguya,
I feel like I'm on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
and The Box Trolls.
Oh, okay.
This is the best animated film category.
I haven't seen that Tale of Princess whatever. That's a Japanese movie, I think,
Yes, yes, it is.
And the other one, the other foreign film is the same people who made Secret of Kells, which is a great movie,
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't seen this one, unfortunately.
Oh,
so
Song
I've
of the
only
Sea,
seen
yeah.
Big Hero 6, How to Train Your Dragon 2, and Box Trolls. And
Okay, see, because that's okay.
I
So
really
please give
liked
me your
all of
thoughts.
them, but you know what I liked even more than any of them?
Mm-hmm.
The Lego Movie.
The Lego Movie, and the Lego Movie. The only thing the Lego Movie got is best original song. No animated
Wow,
feature.
what a crime.
But
Well,
yeah,
anyway, back to
the the Lego Movie not getting Jack.
That
what
was
happened?
very confusing because most people who talk about movies and who try to predict things, I don't think I saw a single person who didn't have the Lego Movie either as a nomination
Or just
just the winner, like the clear-cut winner.
Wasn't it
So
one
I don't know what the hell happened there.
Wasn't it like the top 5 grossing films of the year too?
yeah,
yeah.
it did really well.
But
But
I was a little.
How to Train Your Dragon 2 was my favorite out of those movies that you've got up there. I thought emotionally, visually, the way it built on the first movie, I mean, it was the perfect sequel in a lot of different ways. Just a really fantastic movie.
Oh wow!
Big Hero 6 was I don't know if I talked about this already on the radio. We talked about it earlier, but
Yeah.
I think Big Hero 6 was good. It just wasn't. It wasn't great. You know, I expected a little more out of Disney. And Box Trolls also was good, not great. I mean, it was
There was a
probably
lot of promotion for that too.
It was Leica's weakest movie in a few ways. Not in terms of its animation. I mean, my God, the stop motion was incredible in Box Trolls. I mean, you know, it was certainly up there with Paranorman and Coraline, if not better. But definitely not as far as the story goes and the characters.
Okay.
So definitely, I'm happy I saw it. I'll watch it again, but. I mean, Paranorman's one of my favorite animated movies.
Oh,
Paranorman
I keep hearing to watch.
It's great.
I need to see that.
That is just great.
I need to see that movie, man. It's yeah, I heard nothing, but Mark, you see Paranorman?
Yeah, I saw it because Ricky.
Okay, that's highly recommend. All right. Now, any other live action films you saw before I or you know what? I want to go to visual effects because that seems to be where all the live action stuff went. Pretty much all the summer movies went to visual effects this year. I noticed. And those being Captain America, Winter Soldier, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
I thought Captain America: Winter Soldier had a lot of obvious CGI. You know,
yeah.
I feel like it had the same problem that most of the Marvel movies have, which is that they over rely on their CGI, and it looks most of it's not convincing.
It's so clean. It's almost too clean.
Very sterile. They're all
Yeah,
very sterile.
It's like here's a Marvel movie, it's neatly packaged and with a nice bow.
The
around it,
least
right?
sterile Marvel movie, and one of my favorites, probably my second favorite, is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Which is on here.
Good.
That's on visual effects.
Phenomenal visual effects in that movie.
That was like in the final 20 films of like my best of the year. Like that was a contender. It didn't make it, but it was a contender though.
It would definitely be in my top. I think.
I got pretty emotional, almost cried.
I think it was the funniest superhero movie I've ever seen for sure,
and the most the most emotionally potent.
You know, I don't know about that. I don't know about most emotionally potent.
It felt to me like
but
the opening
had
is
more
tough.
than it deserved.
I
should not have been upset when a giant tree voiced by Vin Diesel explodes.
I almost did though, man. But you felt bad, right? Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is on here, which was my favorite summer movie and on my 10 list.
Reached out, grabbed my heart, ripped it out, ate it, and then gave it back to me. Like, what a fucking great movie.
It's emotionally...
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes was...
my favorite summer movie.
I think the titles should have been switched. I think The first one should have been called Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and this one should have been called Rise.
I guess
there was a lot more dawning going on in that movie, and a lot more rising going on.
That's actually a good point.
That is probably the biggest problem I have with it.
And that's actually a really good point.
You said that got nominated for visual effects, right?
That was in visual effects, and then rounding off the last two visual effects, X-Men: Days of Futures Past and Interstellar.
X-Men: Days of Future Past was one of the best films to come out of that franchise since the second film, which was, I think, in the year 2002.
What, X3 United?
X2.
X2 United?
X-Men United. And
that was in 2003.
It has pretty much been a very inconsistent, but enjoyable ride since then. X-Men, I mean, in the time it took them to make 2 Spider-Man franchises, 2 Fantastic Four franchises, 2 Superman franchises, a couple Batman franchises.
Yeah.
We have had about 15 years straight of the same continuity for Marvel movies, unless maybe X-Men Origins Wolverine isn't continuity.
Oh Lord, I choose to forget.
It's still Hugh Jack. It's still the actors, like it's still Hugh Jackman. So
I choose to forget that. But I thought
that's pretty much the worst thing ever.
But this was like the first thing they listed in. The visual, this is actually a pretty good visual effects lineup. I thought.
Yeah,
I would like to see. I would like to see Dawn.
They were all very ambitious movies, and even though I do think the visual effects weren't great in Captain America 2, I thought it was a great movie.
I liked it a lot more than the first one because I really didn't like the first film.
I like the first one. I just didn't think it was. It was that director's style. What's his name?
Joe Johnston.
Joe Johnston.
Yeah, and then
I mean, it felt like Jumanji and the Rocketeer.
It had that classic, like that classic,
like,
old school actiony,
Yeah, and
for America, Captain America.
I like that about it.
And the tone of the second one was not like so much a superhero movie; it was a spy thriller.
This was more like boring. This was more like boring.
An action spy thriller.
This is more like the Jason Bourne movies.
Which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I kind of like
especially since you kind of know, a couple of the characters already, so you already kind of, even if you're not a huge fan of the Marvel movies, and if you've seen them. You know who Samuel Jackson is. I can't think of his name right now. What's his name?
Nick Fury.
Nick Fury. You know who Chris Evans is. You know who Scarlett Johansson is. Like, you have... This feels like another... it feels like another episode in their series.
And like this giant, like, Marvel big story that they're telling, yeah.
I mean, you can say what you will about the Marvel movies in terms of their quality, like, of them being good movies individually.
Yeah.
As a franchise, it's fucking... I mean, it's really kind of an achievement.
I like
what they've done with it.
And I like that with each of these Marvel movies, it's almost like each film has taken its own like identity in a way.
Yeah.
It's like Iron Man. That's like the war. That's like the war film, like the the militia film. You have a movie like Guardians. It's a space opera. The first Avengers. That was like an alien. There's like aliens attack.
Variety.
There is some pretty good variety here.
They're not doing the same thing every movie.
Thor was like fantasy. Thor was almost like fantasy in a way,
Yeah, Thor was like a fish out of water kind of thing,
and like gods and with Greek gods, mythology. That's what I was looking for.
Right.
Thor.
Okay.
Yeah. There we go. I wanted to. Yeah.
Yeah, Norse mythology.
There we go. That's perfect, man. But I'm just gonna finish off here with the best picture nods, seeing what your thoughts are.
Okay.
Whatever you see, just don't worry about it. What are your thoughts on the best picture films, Rick, between American Sniper, Birdman, Boyhood, The Grand Budapest Hotel, The Imitation Game, Selma, The Theory of Everything, and Whiplash?
Oh, I didn't see Selma. I heard that was really good.
David Oyelowo was his acting snub was surprising.
Wow.
I was very surprised by his snub.
He plays the king?
He plays the doctor, man. He plays the great doctor, man. It was
unfortunately
phenomenal.
I actually haven't seen most of these movies.
It's
I have
okay.
seen Grand Budapest and
I feel like Grand Budapest is the dark horse.
I think out of these films I would pick Birdman. I would
pick Birdman.
Birdman was my favorite. Imitation Game was a movie that just was so close to being great that didn't quite get it, did not quite achieve it.
I'm sorry, I didn't like. I really liked it for kind of what it was.
I loved it.
Yeah,
but that's what happens when you love a movie and then its ending isn't good.
It hurts.
It hurts, definitely.
No, I kind of felt that way with Selma because spoiler alert with Selma. They make it over the bridge and everything. They cross the bridge into Montgomery and stuff like that. But towards the end of the film, they started integrating all like the real historic B-roll footage,
Mm-hmm.
and I get why they did that. But to me, it felt like we kind of finished telling you the story, and I kind of wanted someone to have its own ending as its own little entity.
Right.
I didn't want them. I
It's like, and history will finish the screenplay for us.
It's like, come on. It's like I am kind of tired. So Selma did kind of break the rule with that for me. So that was kind of my thoughts. But Rick, you're obviously more than welcome on Oscar Day, February 22nd, if you're around Oscar night. That's when the show is.
I'll be around.
I'm going to wrap it up here. We're going on 50 minutes here, so I'm just going to wrap up. Rick, thank you so much for being a willing guest on the Evan Watson podcast, episode 3. You guys stay tuned. We have a lot more content coming on in the next couple days. So you guys have a good night. Bye.